Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be doing my third Valentine's Day look. It's really simple and easy. You don't need a lot of products to do it. I try to keep it very simple and just very kind of toned down, very easy and very wearable. Now the look is actually just consisting of defining your natural features. You're really not trying to do any kind of color or anything to your eyes or your face that really kind of stands out. You just want to define the natural features that you already have. Now I would say that if you're not comfortable wearing blush and contour, which I did show you guys how to apply at the end of this video, you don't have to do that. You can skip that step and just keep it on the eyes and the lips. But I personally feel like I like the way it looks when I have more toned down eyes to have more of a defined cheek. So that's what I did, but you can just kind of cater this to what you personally are comfortable with. Now another thing is I did not show how to apply foundation in this video. Now I do have a foundation routine video, but I feel like that's not really geared towards how to apply foundation. It's really how I personally apply it and the products that I use. I feel like if you guys want to see a foundation application video showing you guys different ways to apply foundation in the actual kind of, I guess, step-by-step instructions on how to actually apply it, I will do a video on that. But the foundation routine videos that I show that I have up, I feel are just the products that I use. As far as foundation, you can apply it any way you want. You can use a powder or a liquid or a cream. I would say try to keep it very light coverage to medium coverage. You really don't want a very heavy coverage because then it kind of looks overdone and you're trying to keep this very natural and very light and kind of, I guess, no makeup kind of makeup look. It's very simple and easy. So I hope you guys enjoy. I know this was a kind of rambling kind of bit here in the beginning, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want to see how to get it, just keep on watching. Okay, so the first step for this look was to apply a kind of skin tone base to your lids. Now this one is doubled up as a primer, so it kind of neutralizes the discoloration on my lid as well as prime my eyes for my eyeshadow. You can just use your concealer and then set it with a light translucent powder and it will work just as fine, but I feel like this one is kind of like more of a two-in-one. It really helps keep my eyeshadows on all day. The first eyeshadow that I'm going to be using is this color from my 28 Neutral palette, and it's just a kind of light kind of skin tone shimmery color. So I'm going to apply this all over my lid, and the brush I'm using is this one by Sonia Kashuk. It's just a kind of dome crease brush. So I'm just going to pick up that color onto my brush, tap off the extra, and just kind of lightly apply this all over my lid, all the way up to my brow. And then what I'm going to do is, using the same brush, since we want to keep this very simple, is I'm actually going to mix two colors just because I want it to be more shimmery and kind of a satin finish, and the color that I really want to use is actually a matte finish. So I'm going to mix two to get the color that I want, and I'm mixing this color right here with this kind of shimmery color right here. So I'm just going to mix those two colors onto the same Sonia Kashuk brush. So just go back and forth between the colors just so that they kind of mix on your brush. Tap off the extra and then just apply this right here into our crease for a very subtle kind of definition. And then once you have this, I'm actually going to go into the black color that I have in this palette. It's just a shimmery black, as you can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm picking that up onto an angled brush. This one's by Eco Tools. You can use any angled brush you want. Put that brush into that product, and then what I'm going to do is just push onto my lid right by my lash line and only go in about halfway, maybe only a third of the way. You really don't want to apply too much of this. And once you've applied this about a third to half of the way, you're going to take your ring finger and just kind of slightly blend this out. Just like that. Just because you want to have the definition here on the outer corner, but again, you really want to keep this look very soft. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my eyelash curler and just curl my lashes very slightly. Just like this. And then I'm going to go into a mascara. Now the one I'm using right now is the Maybelline 1x1 Volume Express Mascara. And you can use a dark brown instead of a black, but I don't have a dark brown mascara, so I'm just going to use what I have. And you're going to very, very lightly apply this to your lashes. You really don't want to apply too much at all because then it gets to be very harsh. So as you can see, it just kind of darkens your lashes and makes them look a little bit thicker, but you don't want it to be kind of overpowering since you really don't have much eye makeup on. So just like that, and then you can apply a little bit to your lower lashes as well. Just like that. So that's pretty much it for the eyes. I'm just going to move on to the rest of my face. Okay, so now that I'm done with my eyes, I'm just going to move on to my cheeks and my lips. Now, what I want to do is give myself more of a dewy finish to my cheeks. So I'm actually going to be using my cream blush. I use this in almost every tutorial when I use a cream blush. And this is Rose Petal by NYX. It's just a light kind of rosy flush. Now, the reason I use this is just because it's more of a matte kind of finish in the sense where it doesn't have any kind of glitter or shimmer particles to it. It just gives you a more kind of just sheen of a dewy look. So what I'm going to use to apply that is a sponge. Now I just got some of the product onto the sponge, and what I'm going to do, let me just move my hair out of the way, is smile and just apply this in a line onto my cheeks. Now if you feel like you have too much, you can dab it onto the back of your hand just like that, just so that you don't pick up too much product. And then you're just going to kind of slightly pounce this and kind of swipe very slightly just to blend this out. Now, what I found when I did the other side of my cheek is that I feel like the sponge almost doesn't blend it out exactly the way I want it to. So once I'm done kind of blending it slightly with the sponge, I'm going to just use my fingers and kind of slightly blend it out even more. And I feel like my fingers, like the warmth of my fingers, just allows the product to kind of melt into my skin. So I'm just going to kind of fix this up. And then if I don't feel like it's even, what I can do is pick up that product that I put onto the back of my hand and just slightly add a little bit more to this side, just so that it kind of evens it out. Just like that. So that's pretty much it. You can stop here, but I do want to add a little bit more definition to my cheeks, just because if I don't define my eyes very well, I want to make sure that my face and my cheekbones are very well defined. So what I'm going to do is pick up the eyeshadow that we used on our lid, and it's just this kind of shimmery skin tone color, and I'm going to use a MAC 224 brush to apply it. It looks just like this. I'm going to take some of that product onto the brush, tap off the extra, and I'm going to slightly apply this here along my cheekbone. Bring it up around my brow, and then you can also slightly bring it here along the inner portion of your cheek as well. So once you have that, again, you can just stop here, but I do want to go a little bit further, and I'm going to take this, highlight down the bridge of my nose, the top of my cupid's bow, my chin, and then a little bit on the center of my forehead. Now, again, you can stop here, but I want to go a little bit further and contour my cheeks, just because I feel like I like the way my cheeks look when they're a little bit more defined. So the palette that I'm going to be using is by Coastal Scents. It's the 6 color contour and blush palette, and I'm just using the contour shade from the palette, which is this color right here. And the brush I'm using is my MAC 109 brush. It looks just like this. It's just a dome kind of flat brush. Picking up some of that product onto my brush. You really don't want a lot, as you can see, hopefully. And you're just going to pick up a little bit of that product, tap off the extra, and what I'm doing is slightly sucking in my cheeks, like that. And I'm going to very lightly kind of define my cheekbones. You really don't want to touch your skin at all, because then you'll get a lot of product in one area and it will be harder to blend out. So you want to very lightly touch your cheeks to blend it out with this brush. Just like that. Now I'm going to go even further with this and take a little bit more of that product. I'm going to tap it off on my hand because I really don't want too much. And I'm going to apply this here to my temples, along my hairline. And then I'm going to pick up whatever product that I tapped off onto my hand and just apply this here along my jaw and right kind of connect it here by my ear. Just like this. And once you have that, you can move on to the lips. So what I'm going to do is actually apply a little bit of a lip balm. The one I'm using is Blistex. It's just a kind of chapstick for my lips, just so that they don't get chapped throughout the day. And just apply a little bit of that and kind of blend it in with my finger. just like that. Then the lip gloss I'm going to be applying is from Sephora. It's in the shade Hot Coral, and it looks just like this. It's just kind of a rosy color with a little bit of a silver and gold shimmer to it. Very pretty. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of this actually onto my finger, just because I don't want it to apply too much and be super bright and kind of intense. I just want to have a very sheer layer of this. So what I'm going to do is just dab that onto my lips and blend it out very well, because again, you just want it very sheerly, just like this. So that's pretty much it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Another quick tip that you can do also is take a small dome brush. This is the same one that I used on my eyes. Go into that contour powder and just kind of tap off the extra, because you don't want too much of it. And you can apply this here underneath your lip, just to kind of cast more of a shadow and make your lips look a little bit fuller and more defined. This just gives you more of a full lip look, and it's really easy to do because you don't have to like find the placement of, say, like when you're doing your cheekbones, you don't have to really try and find the placement of where you want to apply the color. All you do is find that little dip here under your lip and just run the brush back and forth right there, and it will just give you more of a full lip look. Just make sure you blend it out really well, because you don't want kind of a stripe of brown that's very noticeable and it just kind of looks very muddy. So you want to make sure that you blend it out really well. But other than that, that's just a quick tip on how to get fuller lips. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's very simple and easy. If you're actually doing the look, it really will only take, I would say, 5 to 10 minutes if you're doing foundation and everything like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed again, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.